Hello, welcome to the new moon. This is our fourth video in our series, started last December. I'm Lisa Ware. This is our Temple of the Sacred Heart video.
Yes, and I am Jamie Ray.
So we are coaches. We also are ceremony partners, and we also are the president and the vice president of Inner Goddess Retreats, where we offer retreats in Texas, Hawaii, and Colorado. And we're here to share with you some really amazing things that are happening right now, planetary wise, as well as do a reading for the new moon. So I'm going to turn it over to Jamie to share a little bit about the planets and what's happening right now.
So right now it's a big time for the age of Aquarius. So at this current moment we have 6 planets, including the moon in Aquarius. So we have Sun, Mercury, Saturn. Oh, let me see if I can find it real quick. I just had it and then it moved. Mars. Let's see. Hold up.
Well, what does that mean? Here, I'll find
Yes, there we go.
Okay.
Yes. So, well, essentially what that means is we've got lots of activity happening in the side of Aquarius. So what that does is it sets a new beginning for all different aspects of your life. So the new moon in itself is a new beginning. And then with these 6 planets all in Aquarius, which is a sign of new beginnings, which we're moving into the age of Aquarius, which is a whole new beginning. And now we're in Aquarius with all of these planets activating and going off.
Wow.
And so I think it was like 1967 or something like that. I could be wrong, but right around that time, last time we had 6 planets in Aquarius at the same time, along with this Saturn-Uranus square that is also taking place.
And that's like when that song came out.
Right.
The age of Aquarius.
Yes.
Aquarius. So we are literally in that age right now, and that happened. I mean, it kind of started happening. It's not like a moment, but it started happening in 2012. Many of us as light workers and energy workers started feeling a major shift in 2012. And then last December, there was a conjunct, the great star of Bethlehem, the Christmas star happened, where Saturn and Jupiter came together and formed an amazing 1-degree separation, which was the marker on many of the calendars that were established from the beginning of time, that this was like the moment that would happen. So what does the age of Aquarius really mean? Like, if you look at that, yes, it's a song and you hear that what that means, but the Piscean age was more masculine and the Aquarian age is more feminine. And Mother Earth has a consciousness herself. She is divine feminine. And so as we move into this divine feminine energy, we as light workers are establishing the divine feminine to rise and to really reestablish and rewrite all of those old stories that have been written by men on this planet. And so not just men like masculine, but the human race man, the lower vibration man, not the divine masculine. I'm brothers, we love you and we need you to rise. We're here to help you rise. I'm speaking specifically to those patriarchal rules that were linear and established for so many years.
Heart religion.
Yeah, dogma,
yes.
Politics,
yes.
Just basically all the bullshit that's coming out right now. These structures are all breaking down at the fundamental level. And we talked about that a little bit on our last video, but I mean, you can literally see they're calling themselves out. They're throwing themselves under the bus. Like, you cannot deny the fact anymore that this is a circus. It's a 3-ring circus, and it's up to us to decide if we're going to participate and buy the ticket, or if we're going to jump outside of that and operate from an eagle's perspective at a higher level. And so that's what we're here to show you, is some tools to operate at that higher level and not get sucked into that energy, to stay up in that Aquarian energy and to move into that 5D. Many of us have been kind of shifting out of that 3D. And if you don't know what that means, just Google it. We're not going to go into all that right now. If that's where you're at, look that up first so you can kind of understand the language that we're speaking. But so really,
and then you think about Aquarians in general. So Aquarians tend to be free thinkers, very artistic, creative types. They really think outside of the box and just
on top of the layers, on top of the layers. And so this flow that's happening, bear with us just a second, it just got unstable. So this flow that's happening is a flow that has been placed in this it's been orchestrated for thousands of years. So right now what's happening is it's actually all playing out. And so we want to talk to you like specifically what's happening like at this moment, and then kind of zoom out a little bit to talk to you a little bit about the age
I would say, stepping into truth, really tuning into the highest self, releasing any judgment of self or others, um, really moving out of anything of the past that does not serve you any longer.
everything. This is not just like you pick and choose what you're going to let go of. It's everything that doesn't serve you, all of it. Shifts, work environments, home environments, moving, cars. Like this is everything. Everything right now is totally fluid. Everything is totally fluid. And so just surrendering, but don't let go of your oar. Like you're not just gonna be like, I'm just gonna quit everything. You still have a paddle. You still have that. You have to keep like keeping that trajectory going straight forward. Because it's gonna kind of, it depends on if you're in the roller coaster still, and it's still like out at this place where you're like, oh my god, I could fucking breathe. And it's hard to get there because it requires work on ourselves. Everything that we're seeing reflected in the world is also a mirror to our own reality. So people that continually annoy you with the same kind of behavior, why do you think 20 different people have that same kind of behavior around you? It's time to look in the mirror. Am I actually making this behavior? Like, where does it come
How
from?
am I that way?
Or you could do some coaching with us. You can work with us on with the teachers of the plant kingdom. You can work with us at a retreat. But for general speaking, if you subscribe to our channel, make sure you like it, share it with your friends. We also have a membership group where just our temple members are in. And we do share some other things with specifically just the members. So you can join that also by just going to the Temple of the Sacred Heart Facebook page and clicking the sign up button. So we want to work with you on whatever level you're at. And if you're working with us, just, to really kick you into a whole nother gear. So we're talking today about just the internet's kind of wonky. I hope it didn't freeze. So we're talking today about specifically what can I do if I'm already kind of paddled up and I'm already to the point where I can breathe. Okay. So if you're not there yet, just keep going, keep swimming, keep swimming. But so that's who we're speaking to today.
Now, I never mentioned the fact that Mercury was also retrograde.
Oh.
Solidification of
It's about 3 weeks.
what that trajectory is totally going to look like. So there's a lot of unknowns and floating in this, like,
Even at our level, like even
know.
at any level, like
at every level.
every level. But I mean, like we're going through the fire. We know you're going through the fire because we're going through the fire. A lot of times we see you going through the fire and we're like, come on, come up here. It's not smoky up here. It's fucking hot as hell up here. And it's smoky too. But just seeing time, you're surrendering to the orchestration. You're surrendering to the fact that we know there's something greater out there that's operating all of this. Whatever you name that is totally up to you. We're not here to give you any dogma. But what that looks like for you is that you are taking that perspective, like I mentioned, of the eagle and looking at your life. Okay, I can see something is really swirling over here. Instead of being in it and blinded by the smoke and inhaling the smoke, pull your the element of the feminine, the lunar, with the new moon, the water, the Aquarian, and that's that flow. Oh, the dogs are outside barking. Yes, the dogs were featured in several of our videos unintentionally. So they're outside barking right now. And they're obviously feeling this new moon energy. I mean, it's barking at the moon. It's like
speaking their truth.
Right. So let's talk a little bit about what it means to just fall into a place be really super transparent. And some women even like have this Facebook experience where they have a group of people that are on their feed that just are negative Nancy's. They post all kinds of stuff that brings them down. They actually, a lot of women in our tribe start a whole entire another Facebook for their spiritual and their tribe of women. And they don't even tell their family about this other profile. And that I would suggest if you're having a lot of negativity on social media, start a new account. Don't just leave everybody. But you're taking a little paddle over here, and you're taking a little paddle over here, and then you're just okay. I'm just gonna be. So what practices do you have right now that allow you to just be in that moment, to be in that place? There's lots of different things that you can do on a regular basis, which start with self-care and self-love. And self-love is the number one way to get to the highest good in your life, the highest truth. If you are not giving that self-love to yourself, you're not having Goddess Tribe and join the group. And we'll be posting live videos. We'll be posting lots of tips on how to use yoga as well as meditation to find that self-love practice. So do you want to do a card reading, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. We have two different card decks, which we love. So we have, today we're going to be using the Soul Coaching cards and the Starseed Oracle. What one do you want to do
Let's
first?
do soul coaching first, and then we'll do the Starseed.
I'll let you read it. Is from the new moon to the full moon, okay? Because we're going to do our next live on the full moon and another card pull. So this is for the next 2 weeks. It's kind of like we're asking our guides to have like the overseeing energy of what these next 2 weeks look like. All right, so we have light. Yay, light. All right. Let's see at the bottom. My light radiates through my life and the world around me.
All right. Card me.
Those two. The first card we actually saw was playfulness, but it was flipped over, which is really right on point too.
Right. So let's see. It says your soul wants you to know. Now is the time for you to shine and remember who you are and where you came from. Your essence is radiant light. This is a good time to clear clutter, get rid of anything that you don't love or use, clear out physical, emotional, and mental junk in order to make space for you to shine even brighter.
Mm. bathroom junk drawer, your closet. You want all of that clear. What that does is it allows the universe space. It might seem like it's only physical, but there's also this emotional layer to clearing that out. And what it's saying is like removing that junk clears out that space, allowing more light to come through. And so establishing a practice where you are embodying light is super, super important right now. One of the very simplest things to do, and I was talking in my chat, establishing that connection to the light. And if you don't have time to like do any practices, just light the candle, set your intention, and then just blow it out. So allowing that white candle exercise, or you can, we like to use those, the Archangel, the Jesus candles that you get at the dollar store, or any grocery store has them. But those are the candles that burn the longest. And so you want to keep a candle burning all the time. This is a really good practice to have right now, is just to light that candle for your own love, for your own intention, and then to keep it burning. I gotta get it back here. Not standing up. Okay, so we're asking for another card for those of you that want more clear direction, okay, for these next 2 weeks. What does that look like? All right, believe, faith. The best is yet to come. Let's see.
Miracles will unfold. Expectations can act in both positive and negative ways, and your fixed thoughts and opinions about yourself have created your world and your experiences. If you've had an unpleasant history, this often
Read that sentence one more time. The fixed thoughts. What?
Let's see. Expectations can act in both positive and negative ways, and your fixed thoughts and opinions about yourself have created
Sorry.
your new positive conceptions can create a fresh and exhilarating future. Simply believe that it's possible. Visualize and imagine your life as you desire it to be, and most important, feel how good it will be and hang on for a great ride.
Any words of wisdom on that practice?
The feeling into it is such a huge piece. It just
You can make as many vision boards as you want and just stick it on your wall. But the whole thing is pulling that in, the belief, the feeling of what that feels like after you're already there. Like, well, how do I know what that feels like? Because I'm not there. Because you are believing that you are already there. Because if you envisioned it, it means spirit has already given it to you. You would not even have the vision if it wasn't already given. Okay? Just start with that. If you have the vision, it and the universe with the law of attraction begins to bring more and more and more things that are just like that feeling. So it's like you're taking a fishing rod and throwing it out here, and okay, this one feels like this is my new job, the job that is with the perfect people that I enjoy being around, that I don't have to go in traffic. I can just maybe do it online in my own home. I could just wake up and put my pajamas to the side, throw on a top and my coffee and walk into my office. So it's a manifestation process. If you need help with that, I'll drop a link to an affirmation creation worksheet in the comments here on our Temple of the Sacred Heart Facebook page video. And so you can grab that as a tool to help you establish that feeling and what you're wanting to pull in. So anything else on that? All right. So right now is the time, new moon is the time when we establish what we are. Earth. And that's what we do is we also share with you shamanic tools, practices, rituals that are all linked into the cycles and the rhythms of the earth. And if you've missed those, you can still go back and catch those videos on our page and on our YouTube channel. And that's going to help you to build a foundation of things you can do every week, every month, even daily. So the other thing is that we want to talk to you about what it means to be a starseed. So
Remember.
so meaning that everything on this planet from a scientific point was from materials that came from stars, earth, water, fire, air, ether, all of the elements, everything was established from stars, which means that we, being of this planet, are also made of stars, physically, literally. But what that means on a philosophical level, built. Some people always see Pleiades. Some people always see Lyra. Some people always see, like Sirius. So there's something that you catches your eye and you've seen it your whole life, and you may have ignored it as just, oh, that's a coincidence. I always see that star. Well, it's not a coincidence. So many of us have evidence from memories that have been unlocked from the galactic and Akashic records that we do have other lifetimes on other star systems. And a ton of like Facebook groups and Instagrams and blogs that support this belief system. And it is a choice to believe it. However, I want to offer you the opportunity to take a look at what that might feel like, just to even imagine that it could be a real thing. And so I have next, we're going to use this deck of cards here, and this is called the Starseed Oracle by one of my mentors, Rebecca Campbell. So I love how the box opens, first of all, just because I love
with the other people maybe that they're in school with or with their family members or both or in different groupings of people they might be a little bit more hermit like, just
or ostracized,
obscure, or exactly ostracized for being too weird, too strange, too over the top, too this, too that, and they just don't quite fit. And there's this knowing that there's some other
is, do you have a deep connection to nature? Is there something that you always like whenever you really feel like you need to have some alone time? Do you go sit under a specific tree, or do you go down by the river, or go to the lake, or go out to the forest, or even just take a walk out in your neighborhood? Like, is that your reprieve? And also, do you have a connection to the plant nation, the animal spirits? Do they speak to you? Things that happened to Lisa because all this stuff really does happen. And it was one of these days where I was like really on point and totally vibing with all the animals, and like the big cats, all, and they're in just like a rehab cage. They all walked over to me and sat right by me. The spider monkeys, like all 10 of them, jumped onto the side of the cage and like were like sitting right there looking in my face, like face to face. The birds would fly over to the bar where I was And you also might like see and really appreciate something as simple as a ladybug or a butterfly that comes into your path, but that's that connection to something that's outside of yourself, but it really is a reflection of your inner love. So those are things that also star seeds have a very established viewpoint on.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else that you can think of?
They tend to be empathic, really pick up on other people's energies.
Oh yeah.
Quite. Extra time to recharge ourselves and go into like hermit mode before we can come back out and do things. And I know it's like, oh, I've already been out once this month. That's it, done.
Yeah, do all your grocery shopping in that one day because it's going to be like, now some of y'all, it might just totally drain you. And if you're super empathic and also doing a lot of work in the 5D, it could be that you haven't yet established that balance of walking in both the worlds. And raise the frequency of this planet. And so if you're just doing that work in your own little cave, we're asking you, come on, we're going to give you some tools. Get out of your house, get onto the web, do some things where people are going to see the work you're doing. Now, some of you are just called to specifically work with plants, or some of you are specifically working with just animals. That's a totally different thing. I'm talking about those of you that are empaths that have been hiding in your closet or going to sleep in your bed because it's like, realms. And as light workers, it's easy to escape up here.
She's better at 3D than I am.
So yeah, I mean, we have a business together. I have two other businesses, that are established and making money. So like if you want to do this work and make money, stay tuned because we are here to show you how to do both. So let's look at what this has to say.
All right. The golden children. Inner child, tenderness. Are highly advanced, extremely intelligent souls who are incarnating increasingly on planet Earth. They have little or no personal karma and possess incredible gifts and intuitive abilities. Golden children are born with a very clear mission. Many remember it from a young age and begin answering and sharing it early in life. Due to their unique intelligence, they may find themselves easily bored at school. Most have never incarnated on Earth. to treat yourself or the new beginning with sweet, tender love, to nurture and nourish it, to give it every chance to grow and reach adulthood, to encourage it, to water it, to see the world through the innocence of a child, to see yourself and all others as innocent children, to remember that deep down, everyone is trying their best, and if they're treated with a tender heart, they'll not harden as
Which it goes all back to the self-love, right? Establishing that self-love practice, establishing that just taking care and letting yourself have that space. Even like what we were talking about earlier, clearing out, making space for everything, making space for your just physical things, items, starting with that, and then you can make space emotionally by clearing out people. Such as empaths, people are always wanting something from you. Oh, can you pull a card for me? Oh, what does it say in the stars for today? Oh, well, can you help me with my problem? Because we are the ones that are serving, and it's okay to say no. I'm charging myself up today. I'm not going to text you back, or just don't text them back, or people that need something from you at all times. Narrow it down, narrow it down, narrow it down till it's just your bubble. That's scattered energy. And so this is one of the other ways that in addition to the candle lighting practice, the self-care practice, the cleaning up the chaos, now we're here about honing it in and what can we release, what can we let go of. What's that question? How's it worded again? The inquiry at the end.
how can you treat yourself or others more tenderly?
So the tenderly, yeah. What does that look like? How would you go into that as a coach?
This journey is not easy.
It's not.
And so just
I mean, you might have
having
really
that
easy
compassion.
times, but it's not always easy.
No, no. The overall, it's not always easy. It's a lot of work.
And like she said, chose to. So that also pushes into a belief system that we did choose to incarnate. We signed up for this, y'all. We signed up for this. Whether you it might be difficult and hard, we must stand in our truth. We must walk in sovereignty. We must walk in love. And when you have those three things combined, it's like this exponential ball of light. And so we can also achieve so many things when we are sovereign beings. We have cleared and released and let go. We are walking in our truth. We are coming from divine. So I see people, and I know the virus can really change families. Absolutely. But also, zoom out. You signed up for this. Okay? That might sound harsh, you know, but we did choose how things are going to roll out. Maybe not all of the details of it because we have free will while we're on this planet, but specific major incidences, specific meetings of certain relationships, specific contracts. Driving to work, why the fuck do they have a mask on? Like, what? Are you gonna get the virus from your car? Are you gonna get it from yourself? Why? What are you afraid of? Yourself? Yes, that's what it boils down to. There's fear inside of you. There's fear inside of you that, like, you're on the side of a road where there's nobody around for miles and you're jogging with a fucking mask. Are you gonna get there's so many other examples where we choose to live in a fear-based environment. And so fear is the opposite of love. And that they just cannot live in the same place at the same time. So what is the option? We choose love.
Every
It's a
time.
choice. Every time.
Every time.
Every time. Every time. And again, we choose love and choose joy. So we'll leave it with that. Is there anything you want to say about that? And that
The corona, right? It is the corona. It is the crown. It is this opening of this crown chakra. It is us connecting to our star planets. It is our ability to do that. And those that are at a frequency in which they cannot connect to it yet are either being uh, reprogrammed. That's what's taking place here, truly, is that the DNA is getting upgraded. then awakening, like ha, like as everything is slowed and come to this like stillness, people are recognizing what is not working in this life, in this reality. Like this is not serving, this was not serving before, and we can't keep going in that way. There are other people that cannot make it through this process, and those are the ones that are being highly affected by the virus, and it doesn't make it any less tragic in the loss for
like you know, like twitching or tapping, or it feels like it's numb. Like these are the upgrades that are happening, and it's happening all the time. So you kind of get used to it. Like even now, like my ear will start to clog and I'll hear my own voice inside my head. I'm like, okay, that's just something downloading, something that I'm reflecting back to myself. So there's evidence that these things are happening. It's, you know, you can definitely know if that is you. So yeah, it's just the times are now. Because as this starts to crack open our own hearts and the light shines out, then we begin to, like, the light emanates from us to others. And so that's how they were like, oh, I remember, I see you. And you're posting something on Facebook that warmed my heart, you know, now comment. And this is how we spread the light. We share the love. So go out there, spread your light, share your love, post something positive, remove the negative Nancy's from your Facebook. Being in the light, being in love, and being in our truth, and walking in our sovereignty. So thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you on the next live video in 2 weeks. Meanwhile, please join our Facebook Global Goddess Tribe group to take part in the Self-Care Self-Love Challenge. And then also you can be a part of our temple membership if you're interested in retreats, if you're interested in ceremonies, and also getting notified when all of our videos go up. Then you can sign up for that.